How are you? Thank you so much for joining me for the second class of Representational and Underpainting with Sarah, or if you prefer, Spike. A lot of people call me that. I answer to it. It's not a big deal. Okay, so you've picked your object, you've set up a simple but not easy backdrop. And actually, let's just say it, anything you set up at this point is not going to be easy because you're learning, and that's okay. We're all learning together. That's the great thing. So this class is going to be about light, color, and lies that you believe about yourself. So let's just go into the lying part because that's my favorite topic. I was taught from a very early age that only certain people are creative and only certain people have talent. And if you're not one of those people, then you're not an artist or you're not creative and, then you're something else. That's a lie. Everyone is born creative. Everyone is born from creative energy. When two people make a baby, the energy that creates that magical occurrence is creative energy. So every single person was made with creative energy. Now, your particular creative genius might be different than mine, but it's creative energy. So if you believe you're not an artist or not creative, you've been lied to, and now you can stop believing that lie. Right now, stop it. Stop believing it. Right now, because it's not true. Another lie that you have been taught to believe, we're just going to do two because I know this is a lot. When you're painting an object or drawing an object, you're not painting the object. Oh, I know, what? It's coming. You're painting the way light falls across the object. Pause for effect. I know it's huge. So that's the thing, and this is why I wanted you to get a clamp light or some kind of a direct light, because when we paint representational objects, we're not painting the object, we're painting the way light falls across and reacts to an object. And this is where we're going to start. From this point, from this lie, we are painting and understanding light. When we're painting objects, we're painting the way light defines an object. It's brilliant, isn't it? It's lovely. And now you will look at things differently. Your world is about to change, and you're welcome. So let's start here. You'll see that I'm going to grab you. Be careful. Here we go. I picked my hammer, and I hammered this morning. Believe it or not, I know it's a song and it's funny, but anyway. So I hammered in the morning, and I'm probably going to hammer in the evening. And I can't do it all over this land because of the virus, but someday. Anyway, so I picked my hammer and my simple but not easy backdrop, and I'll tell you why it's not easy. So white, as we know, or maybe don't know, it reflects light. So that makes this a little bit more easy to read, yes. But look what I did. This is white paper. This is white paper, but you know what this is? That is a board painted with semi-gloss white paint, and you know what that's going to do? It's going to reflect the light more than these two reflect the light. And so this is what I'm going to show you. Right now, I'm going to put you down. All right, here we go. So right now, we just have the overhead light on the hammer. And you can kind of see some shadows, and you can kind of see some highlights, but not a lot. Now, what happens when we turn on our direct source of light? Bam! Right? It's different. Everything changes. You know what I'm saying? Everything. So now I'm going to pick you up again. Get ready. So now look at those shadows. Look at those beautiful, luscious shadows. And look, I'm going to take you out of the way of the source of the light because that's ridiculous. And see how the shadow is different on that painted board than on that paper? The paper is showing the shadow. In your image is kind of a greenish shadow, greenish gray shadow. I mean, that's the way I read it because I've been looking at light and color for like decades. But this is what changes when you look at light and shadow. Okay, so now I'm going to try to keep you here and turn off the overhead light. So wait, hold on. Here, look at that. So that quiets things down a bit, doesn't it? So now it's even more dramatic because you really, while the light in the rest of this workshop is on, the overhead light is off. And so now you're seeing a much more dramatic scenario and a little bit easier to read and maybe easier to duplicate. So look at this. So you see the highlights, the shininess of the metal. So this is like a blue-green, but this is kind of reading blackish, this color. And you see the highlight here and the highlight here. And look at that underneath there. So even though that's white, I'm going to try to not ruin the way the light is doing this. It's kind of difficult. But you see that there's a little bit of a shadow underneath that hammerhead, right? It's kind of cool, right? So you see this white is very different from this white. This is a cooler white. This is a warmer white. You see that? Cool, warm, cool, warm. It's magic. So this is one of the things that we have to understand about ourselves as humans. I'm going to turn this back on. Whew. Anyway, we have a kind of a narrow range of vision. Our filters in our head allow us to see only so much. Red, yellow, blue. That's our primary color spectrum. That's the spectrum from which all of our other colors spring. And there are other creatures who see a smaller spectrum, like the dog. They see a smaller spectrum. There are creatures in this world that see a larger spectrum, like I think the mantis shrimp sees like 14 or 15. It's like a much wider spectrum that the mantis shrimp sees. And they're amazing, actually. I would drop a goog on those because those things are crazy. I might actually someday draw or paint a picture of one just because they're so amazing. But that's like beside the point. We have to get back to this. This is super important. So that's the other lie. We are not drawing this object. We're drawing the way light falls on and reflects off of this object. So now when you look at paintings, try and look at that. Look at the way different artists portray light in their paintings. It's a magical experience once you understand that. I mean, it was for me, and I'm thinking it might be for you too. Okay, so we're seeing the way light reacts to this hammer. Now, let's see if I'm just going to do a few things just to kind of teach you a little something about light. Whoa, look at that. This is a white bowl. And so you see where this might normally be dark, this is much lighter, isn't it? Under here, because the light is reflecting off itself. So where you would normally see like a dark shadow, you see white. Isn't that amazing? And look at how the color in this, that's the other thing about white. White is white, but like when you paint white, you get the light source, the color of the light source mixed with the white, you get some magical things that happen on a whiteboard. I mean, I can't wait to show you white painting. It's going to be amazing, which is what we're going to be doing in part of this. So, now let's choose something like a bowl. Now look at this. What do these colors look like to you? This shadow. That looks a little red, doesn't it? Why? Because when you're mixing your paint color on your palette, when you're trying to get a darker green, you mix it with red. Did you get that and feel the magic of that? Yes, when you are painting different things, so this is a greenish teal bowl, and the shadows are there, and like they look, actually to me they look green, and in the video image for some reason they look red. But when you want a darker green, you mix red with it. So when you mix your palette tonight and tomorrow, you want to get the color, make the color that your object is, and then make it 3 or 4 shades lighter with white, and then 3 or 4 shades darker by mixing its complement with it. I know. So here's the green bowl. I, believe it or not, have a red bowl, and shockingly it's in the shape of a heart. I know. It's crazy. So again, look how that changes. Look at how that's a pretty pink color. Why? That's a reflective surface, my friends. And the light is going to do different things with this reflective surface. Still, if this is your color, you want to get the red 3 or 4 tints higher. So your red base red, make a lot of it with a little bit of white, a little bit more white, a little bit more white, so you can get all these things. And then don't forget the red reflection in this white here. I mean, that's super cool, isn't it? All right, let's try something else. I also happen to have a banana. Yeah, bananas are magic. Again, I wouldn't choose a fruit or flower. Somebody emailed me and asked if they could use a fruit or flower. I wouldn't do it because they're going to die and they're going to change, and you're not going to be able to get the same fruit one day that you had the last. So choose something that's not going to die. Also, choose something you can put in space. Don't paint from a picture. You don't read light from a photograph. You read light from an actual object. Okay, so tonight, see that? Look at that. Look at how that's, and this is not reflective. So you see this, as I'm reading this looks kind of orangey. This shadow looks orangey to me. I don't know what it looks to you in the video, but again, now I'm going to blow your minds. Hello! I wouldn't pick glass right now. I mean, I can help you with it because I'm good at it, but dude, really not right now. But look at what the light does to that. Looking through it, look at that wall. It's kind of beautiful, isn't it? So yeah, tonight, if you want to change your background to simpler, do it. If you want to change your object to one color, do it. But tonight, we're mixing a palette. We're going to mix the palette for our background, which is, look, I need a couple different whites here. And I'm going to make some gray colors and some higher white colors. And I am going to make this. Look at that. I'm going to use that. Now, underpainting. This is going to be quick because I'm running a little long. Underpainting. So, very often when I underpaint, I will underpaint the complementary color of what I'm painting. So this is like a grayish, whatever. So it doesn't work with that. But if I was painting something red, I would do a green underpainting. Let's not do that now. We'll wait and I'll show you that later. But right now, tonight, mix up your palette. After you mix it up, spray down the palette and cover it with plastic so you're ready for Friday. And then Friday we'll start painting. I'll show you where to put your easel if you have one, or your board or your canvas that you're going to paint on, and we'll start painting together, and we'll bust some more myths, or we'll reveal some more lies. Remember, once again, that this is a process that is rife with failure. And we just have to keep having confidence in ourselves and believing in ourselves, because we know that if Spike can do it, you can do it. All right? I'll see you Friday. Power to the peaceful.